Hey
guys,
what's up?
welcome back. It's a little bit late today. Had a big day today.
Yes,
She had a competition.
I did. I didn't get last.
That's a good. Yeah, that's
That
excellent.
was the goal.
Excellent.
Not get last.
If it's more than 3 reps for me, I'm dead. So, she did about 500 of something.
536 reps
See, 500.
over the course of 5 6-minute workouts. Woo! Let's go. CrossFit. Good old CrossFit.
Do I need to adjust this or is it okay?
Yeah, there we go.
There we
well,
go.
then your head's cut off.
I'll just do this.
Okay, so
We're transitioning this month.
yes.
It always falls in the middle somehow.
Yes. And because it was so busy, we didn't have time to watch a whole lot. Early bedtimes because of early mornings. So,
Busier than usual week. Yeah.
yeah.
Hey,
so
Golden Age.
Hi. Your mom does CrossFit too, huh? Cool. All right. So the first one was our theme for April.
Yep.
The
which was natural disasters.
Natural disasters. This one, it wasn't really a natural disaster, but it was a disaster nonetheless.
We watched one that was kind of similar, Contagion,
Yes. Yeah, you're right.
because it dealt with a disease.
So this one is a
epidemic,
disease epidemic also. It's called Toxic Skies from 2008. So this one was an assumed outbreak of the measles.
Mm-hmm.
How coincidental. That's what's going on now, right, y'all? We pick these movies in certain ways. But anyway, so it was an assumed outbreak of the measles, but upon more research from WHO, World Health Organization,
It was the Global Health Organization
global,
in this movie.
right? Because it's the same, but
It's the
global
GO,
health.
the GO.
The GO. She dug in deeper. She kind of had some inside scoop giving her info.
Which were what most people would call
Conspiracy theorists.
Yes.
That kind of said, hey, look into airplane flight patterns and their offspray.
And there were when they did some biopsies of the people that were sick, they were finding some strange, I think some metals.
Chemicals
some
that
strange
were...
materials that that weren't expecting to be present with the symptoms that the people were displaying.
And they would not be in measles.
Yeah.
It was heavy metals that were also found in jet fuel.
Because as she, when she was confronted by the conspiracy theorist, she thought that he was kind of nuts too. I mean, why would people do that? And then, of course, the number one reason is that the conspiracy theorists always throw out is population control, which is kind of an obvious one. And then, so she started looking into that, and ta-da!
Yeah, so watch them jet planes. If you live near an airport and you get sick.
We are so close to an airport.
I know. Maybe that's what's wrong with us. Anyway, so it was interesting. It was an interesting take on a viral movie.
What did you think of the quality of the movie?
It was lower quality than some.
With some of the way some of the screens faded out, it almost felt like a TV miniseries, not just a regular transition that you would see in a normal film, and so it kind of gave that vibe a little bit. I've heard of Anne Heck before. I don't know from what other films, but she's the lead actress in this one. The acting was pretty decent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the plot kept my interest.
Yes. So what would you rate it?
I'll probably give it a 7.
I was going to say the same thing. 7
Yeah.
out of 10.
Yeah.
It's decent. It's it's worth a watch, and I think it kind of
so,
makes
yeah.
you think that maybe there is more than what we see on the surface going on.
Yeah, people are starting to ask more, why would, big corporations or government do that? And, they have their own sinister reasons, whether or not we like to believe them sometimes. And
Yeah.
yeah, so, these movies come from somewhere.
That's
They
right.
come from some kind of underlying truth.
Yeah. Okay, and the next one we have for you is an oldie but a goodie. Napoleon Dynamite. So that fits our new theme of weddings. Woohoo!
Now remember, we try to, the definitions can be a little loose
Loose.
sometimes, but there was a wedding
There was.
in Napoleon Dynamite.
It was in the extended or the after show. It wasn't even in the regular movie, was it? Or was it in the very, very, very
It was
end?
at the very end of the movie. Now, if you may have noticed, the thumbnail that I did use was one of our favorite wedding movies that we are yet to watch, and I'm surprised we haven't reviewed it yet. At least I don't think so. It's My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so, except I mixed it with a tornado because we're talking about two different kinds of genres here. But
Tornado.
it was a thumbnail for the disaster movies because we were transitioning from one theme to the next, so I blended My Big Fat Greek Wedding picture with a tornado.
Oh.
Yeah, Napoleon Dynamite is
It was
funny.
from 2004, by the way.
Wow.
I know. 21 years ago.
Perhaps it started with a small audience as far as its popularity goes, and then I think it's kind of grown into a thing.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those, you may not get the humor the first time you watch
Not
it.
at first. I didn't really.
It's kind of like Monty Python. You've got to watch it 3 or 4 times before it's funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
But our kids enjoy watching it too. They get a kick out of it.
The movie kind of makes you feel like you're in the 80s based on how some of the hairstyles and on the wardrobe of some of the characters in there.
Yeah.
Especially, who's the girl that sold the makeup? I forget her name.
What is her name? I'll tell you in a minute.
And you're in a small town. You're not necessarily sure where you are, but
Deb.
oh, Deb, that's right. and it makes you think like it's from a long time ago. I don't recall seeing anybody with cell phones also.
Yeah.
Which I guess back in 2004 that wasn't really a thing yet. Not everybody had one. Small town, kind of looks like it was sort of in high desert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely a small town feel to the
The-
characters in it.
I think the farmer especially gave
Yeah.
it a small
Oh.
town feel with.
You got to watch the scene with the farmer and the kids in the school bus.
Oh yeah.
You have to watch the movie to find out what that's all about. But
Yeah, and I was thinking of
the farmer, and then we'll say a rifle, and the kids in the school bus.
Yeah.
Intrigued?
And there was a cow.
Go watch it.
There was a cow.
Well, now you're going to give it away. Shh.
Oh.
All right. Y'all got to watch it, though, to find out what happened.
And then
All of those.
they got a job at a farm working with all the chickens, and all they served were raw
Oh.
eggs and flies everywhere on their
And
sandwiches.
they didn't get paid very much.
It's
And
so
no,
gross.
you couldn't pay me enough
Yeah.
to do that job.
Yeah.
I raise chickens, you guys, but meat chickens are a whole nother breed of disgusting. They are just not. You could use a beater. We have a beater, like a
I'll show you-
electric.
I'll show you in a minute.
Well, it's gonna be,
Kids trying to whip eggs by hand.
I can whip eggs, but it's not gonna whip.
Anyway, lots of funny scenes in it. Interesting dance. He wears a fanny pack
Pretty good
and
dance.
80s. I mean, it's all 80s clothes. They're
Yeah.
wearing the 80s junk, 80s hair, all of that good stuff. There's prom scene and 80s prom dresses.
Yeah, and the music that they use in there
Tupperware
also.
and-
You're right. Yeah, I forget about that.
It's
other
all
stuff.
80s stuff. It really
Yeah.
is. It's a blast from the
Tupperware.
past.
Yeah. So, a pretty enjoyable film. I'd say it's pretty rewatchable.
Absolutely.
What would you rate this one?
So that's a tough one. If we're going by quality of filming and
I think it was probably of better quality than Toxic Skies was.
it was, but it was definitely a lower quality filming.
Yeah. You could tell it looked like it was done by, I guess, an independent film house.
So it was done to be a low budget film. Low budget film. But it ended up taking off, and they've made buck on that movie because they didn't spend much in producing it.
Lots of dollar bucks. Yeah, you're right. The budget was
in the big
really
scheme
low.
of things, they had a very low budget. $400,000, our son is telling us.
Yeah.
It cost $400,000 to film that, and they've made well over that now because it has become a hit. So if you have not seen Napoleon Dynamite, you gotta watch it twice. I'm saying that because the first time you're not going to get it all. Watch it twice.
And and those to give you some perspective, those Marvel movies can cost I don't know, $300 million or something dumb like that.
The crazy old man, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he was crazy, and you couldn't understand him.
Yeah.
So he's the same guy that's in the Adam Sandler movies.
No, that's not him.
Yes, it is.
What? No, that's a bigger guy.
No.
Because he was the dad from 50 First Dates.
No.
That guy, the guy where you couldn't understand his words, the guy that had the overalls with one side unbuttoned. Is that him? Are you talking about from Waterboy?
Yes.
Yeah, that was the guy from 50 First Dates.
Well, whatever. It's from one of those Adam Sandler movies. So, yeah. It's funny. And then there's LaFonda.
Who played her part really well.
She
Kit,
did.
That's his name, Kit.
Kit and LaFonda.
Yeah.
So Kit is
the nerdy older brother. Yeah.
Of Napoleon, and he is a whole nother something else.
I mean,
and LaFonda is quite interesting.
His chat partner, and they met
in person.
If any of you guys remember doing that, you meet somebody online and then you meet in the parking lot or at a train station.
They must
in this
at a
case,
bus station.
In person. Yeah, a bus station. Yeah.
And they were an interesting couple, and they got married at the end. There's our wedding stick for this one. Yeah. So you got to watch it though. It's pretty funny. A lot of clever scenes. The main Bond in the background?
The Mein Leben. Oh, in the background.
Oh, your phone?
His phone.
Oh, yes. Oh, man. Yeah, so what would you rate it?
I'd give it an 8.
I agree.
It's just a funny movie.
It is.
It's got good soundtrack. Yeah, it's good all around, I think. It kind of grows on you, especially.
Yeah. Bro just quoted Bluey?
What was the Bluey quote?
Yeah, Golden Age. What Bluey quote did we?
Golden Age. Are you
Golden
there?
Age.
Bueller.
Anyway, so you're going to get wedding movies from us this week. So if you have a suggestion of a wedding movie you want us to watch, it can be any genre. It can even be horror. We're good with that. So let us know if you... what?
She's always chewing on something.
My tooth. Crazy
as
dog.
As long as there is a wedding.
Yes.
They could even, Kill Bill would qualify because there is a wedding in there.
True.
Stuff like that. So give us your ideas. We would love to hear them.
And we'll give them a watch.
Put them in the comments and, while you're liking.
Subscribing.
And dinging the notification.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. And we will see you live on Tuesday for our single weekly movie review.
It's going to be a good one, whatever it is.
Yeah, we don't know. It's a surprise for us, too. So we'll see you on Tuesday.